So, the Timberwolves traded for Rudy Gobert. Does he make them a contender? Let's get right into it. Back in my D'Lo vid, I said I didn't think Conley would do any big trades this summer as he's getting settled in, but here we are. The Timberwolves traded Patrick Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Walker Kessler, Leoandro Bolmaro, unprotected first in 2023, 2025, 2027, a pick swap for 2026, and a top 5 protected first for 2029, all for one Rudy Gobert. After signing Karl Anderson the other night and having 15 players total on the roster, it just seemed like a trade was bound to happen, as that would be the only way to help further improve this roster. This was a very big trade. A lot was given up from the Wolves. I can't say that enough. And the individuals they traded were also very impactful individuals. My main concerns for this trade are, for starters, chemistry. They traded guys who really got along with the team. Plus, Ant was just talking about how he doesn't fear Rudy Gobert as a rim protector last year, saying like Porzingis was better. And now those two are teammates, so it could get kind of awkward. Also, the picks, like I already mentioned, 3 unprotected picks is crazy. But my takeaway from all those picks we just traded is this. 1, Conley really wanted Gobert. 2, that the Timberwolves were definitely competing with another team to try to get Gobert. So they had to give up a lot in order to, get the Jazz to agree to their offer. And 3, the Wolves are thinking that they'll be on top of the conference for quite a few years. So they're not really worried about draft picks right now, as they probably think they'll just be late first and stuff. Another concern a lot of people have brought up is money. Yes, Gobert has a very big contract, and Cat just signed a very big contract this offseason, making them the highest paid big man duo in the entire league, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the highest paid duo in the entire league, period. Nearly $500 million for these two. That's just crazy. On top of that, Ant will likely be signed for a very big contract extension in a year, a max rookie extension. And D'Lo still needs his whole contract situation figured out. He's eligible for a max extension as we speak. That's a lot of money for these four over the next however many years. But let's look on the bright side. Rudy Gobert is a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year and All-Star. He was the defensive anchor for a top team in the West for the past few years, at the very least a playoff team in the West for the past few years, while being surrounded by mediocre defenders. And they won a lot. Since 2017, the Jazz have had the 3rd most wins in the entire NBA, only behind the Bucks and Raptors, according to StatMuse. He was the main, if not only reason, they had a top defense in some of those years and were able to win all those games. So yeah, the Wolves lost a lot. And a lot. But looking at the West next year, the Wolves kind of needed to make a move like this, or else they would have been entirely banking on the development of younger guys to carry them up in the standings and to make a deep postseason run, right? Yeah, it really sucks losing Patrick Beverly, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. But could those 3 plus Kessler and Bolmaro give us a higher ceiling for next season than one Rudy Gobert? In my opinion, probably not. And how can you not get excited about a potential starting lineup of D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert? Oh yeah, and that's another thing I forgot to mention. We still have our core. If you would have told me that the Wolves would acquire a Defensive Player of the Year and NBA All-Star while still keeping Ant, D'Lo, Cat, and Jaden McDaniels on the roster, I would have called you a liar. But here we are. In my last video, literally titled, How the Timberwolves Can Become Contenders, I talked about how the Wolves had all these front court issues with size and rebounding, all this stuff. Well, with all the issues I named, Rudy Gobert can now be that solution, if not, the perfect solution. I'll take into account how we re-signed Taurean Prince and also signed Karl Anderson and Bryn Forbes this offseason. We're looking at a bench consisting of Jordan McLaughlin, Jalen Noel, Taurean Prince, Karl Anderson, Bryn Forbes, Naz Reid, Wendell Moore Jr., who I'm excited for. How good or bad the bench unit is will ultimately be determined by Jalen Noel and J-Mac, how they look coming back, as they weren't always in the rotation last year, and also how good Wendell Moore Jr. will be at the NBA level because he is a rookie. But all things considered, that's pretty solid depth. So I ask again, does Rudy Gobert make the Timberwolves a contender? And my answer is yes, I do think so. As of right now, those are the expectations. In my last video, I said a contender is a top 4 seed. This team is very capable of just that. This is debatably the best roster Gobert has played on, and those Jazz teams he was on in the past were top teams in the conference. So this is the best team he's been on. I mean, I don't see why we couldn't also accomplish similar things, right? John Krasinski of The Athletic tweeted out that the Wolves said that they, went to this trade with the kind of mindset like, we can't out-small ball the Warriors, so let's go big. My takeaway from that is that if they wanted to construct a roster that is able to compete with the champions of the NBA, like they went in with those like intentions, it's because they want to be the champion of the NBA. You don't make a move like this huge trade, trading all these pieces, unless you have banners in mind. I would just say that. But then again, whether or not they will be taken seriously as a contender is if Bo Cruz's arch nemesis can make a jump next year. And yeah, I'm talking about Kermit Wills, a.k.a. Anthony Edwards. The Jazz were a top team for years, but were never really taken that seriously. Well, the main reason was because their defense would just get exposed in the second round every year, but also because they didn't really have a superstar player, and now they do the Wolves right now. But they could if Ant develops into one as soon as next year, or Cat too, I suppose. But I mean, with Cat, he's already been in the league for quite some time. We'll have to wait and see, but as of right now, I do see the Timberwolves as a 2021 Utah Jazz kind of contender right now. Not to be taken too seriously in the postseason, but can win a lot of games in the regular season. But, I don't know if they could, make the conference finals or anything. It just depends on Ant. That's my final take. Also, it couldn't hurt if, Jalen Noel and Jaden McDaniels also improve next year. But, yeah, I think that's all I got to say about this topic for this video. So, wrapping up, I do think that next season, the Wolves are looking to really contend in the Western Conference. Try to make a push for the conference finals and stuff. I think that's what they were, looking for, with this trade. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what really goes down. You guys let me know. Comment down below what you think about the Gobert on the Wolves. What you guys think about the Wolves trading for Gobert. I'll probably do a Wolves expectations video after the preseason, similar to last year. But this video can serve as an early expectations video, but not the final one. Anyways, though, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.